When we look at science and history books from our school days, they would tell us about the wheel, the fire, our ancient trade systems, civilizations, wars, the destructions we have caused, etc. I want you to recall the tales of explorers and navigators like Christopher Columbus, Vasco da Gama, Ferdinand Magellan, which portray our adventurous and exploring nature. I wonder, how long will it take to explore the next unexplored territory visible to us? For those who guess that territory, pat your back. Others, don't worry, I'll tell you. It's outer space, and the book for today's episode is Future of Humanity by Michio Kaku. Michio Kaku is a physicist and a futurist. As a science communicator, he has hosted many documentaries on various television channels. Some of his works are Beyond Einstein, Beyond Cosmos, Physics of the Future, and Future of Humanity. There is something that I want to share with you. The thing is, Sun and Earth are not eternal. All that is left is 7 or 8 billion years for Sun and probably half of that for Earth. We cannot prevent the death of celestial bodies. And don't forget that the entire solar system we know today is actually a byproduct created during the death of some other bigger star. So, through this book, Michio Kaku gives a brief description of technological breakthroughs we may make so that humanity can survive and thrive till the end of time. He divides the content of the book into 3 parts. The first one is all about our moon and neighboring planet Mars. He speaks about how to reach them, how to make them habitable, mining asteroids for rare earth elements, the structure of Jupiter and other gas masses, and also about Kuiper Belt. Kuiper Belt is an area around solar system which consists of icy comets. In the next part, he introduces some of the supporting technologies needed for space exploration, machines with artificial intelligence and some crazy engines like nuclear-powered ion thrust and ramjet engines. He gives some ideas about the feasibility of building huge spaceships in outer space itself rather than constructing it on Earth and then launching it. He also shares the idea of building a robo-base at the planets before our visit so that we can comfortably land there and adjust to its atmosphere. Many nearby habitable planets are also introduced. The reason life exists on Earth is due to the position of Earth inside the Goldilocks zone. Goldilocks zone is basically a region around any star where water can remain in liquid state at an optimal temperature. The third part is about finding answers to some fundamental questions like, are we alone in this universe? Is the universe a single entity, or is there any way to prove the concept of multiverse? Is it possible to build spaceships like the Death Star, Starship, or some other intergalactic vessel we can use to travel to reach them? If possible, then how to power them, etc. My only complaint regarding this book is some of the drawbacks of technology are masked by their pros. It would have been better if he had shed some light on the negative aspects also. Other than this, it's a great book. He has done a great job of simplifying the complex concept so that any reader can understand it. The optimistic tone of the author motivates people not to lose hope in humanity. And anyone who is interested in science and technology can grab this book. So that's it for this episode. Have a great day. Starting from this episode, at the end of each episode, a question will be thrown at you, and the first 3 answerers will be given a shout out. And this episode's question is, as of today, June 2020, who was the last person to set foot on the moon?